Oh, you know it's a good day when you got that logo in the video right there. Charvel, my favorite of all the Super Strats. I am just a massive Charvel fan. And whenever a friend of yours gets a signature guitar with them, you gotta reach out and see if you can do a video on it. So I reached out to the guys at Charvel and asked if I could check one of these out, and they nicely sent one over to me. So big shout out and thank you to those guys. If you're not familiar with Rick Graham by any chance, I'll link his channel down below. Rick is a phenomenal guitarist. He has been hugely influential on me. So many of the chord voicings I use, the way that I adapted arpeggios into my playing, it all comes from Rick. You know, he was just a big influence on me, and Rick is also a friend. So I love supporting my buddies when they get cool gear, especially signature gear. I'm like, dude, let me make a video on it. So I have really connected with this guitar for a couple different reasons, and I'll get into all that stuff here in just a second. But I did want to give a big shout out and thank you also to Sweetwater, because they were nice enough to sponsor the video. They have these. They had quite a few of them. I think they only have 2 left right now. So if you're interested in one of these, check out Sweetwater. They will get you guys hooked up. I will link that down below as well. And yo, let's hear some tones, and I'll tell you why I've connected so much with this guitar. Okay, so I've had this guitar for a month or 2 now. You can always tell if I really like a guitar because you see it in videos before I ever make a demo on it. Like if you look at my shorts that I've been doing, or the recent lesson I did on the Paul Gilbert Lake, I use this guitar. It's because I'm just playing it a lot. And I'm like, well, I'll just use it in the video. So here's the deal with this one. What I've really grown to like about it, one of the big things is the reverse headstock. Now on any guitar that is a normal Fender scale length, 25.5, with a non-locking nut, reverse headstock is the way to go. I know some people think that it is strictly for the looks. No way. It changes the way the guitar feels. It makes your lower strings tighter and your higher strings looser, which to me is always one of the things that I don't particularly like about a Strat. I wish the higher strings were looser, and I like having the lower strings a little bit tighter. You've got so much more string pull here. I believe it's called perceived tension on the guitar when you're bending, and it just changes the way the guitar feels. I can run heavier strings on something like this just because it loosens up the higher strings, which to me are always the issue when you get heavier sets of strings. Now, the other thing that really stood out to me on this guitar, and I'll tell you something I didn't like about it here in just a second, but the tremolo on this. I'm not real familiar with Godot. I know they're like a mainstay in a lot of guitars. I've never had one sit so perfectly in my hand before. I want to put this tremolo on other guitars because I could play it without actually normally they sit too high and it makes my hand sit kind of awkward, so I have to like only grab it when I want it. I could really grab this bar and just play. And it was really inspiring. And it just wouldn't go out of tune. I mean, look at that. It's still in tune. Non-locking. I've done nothing to it. I think it's a Tusk nut. Compound radius scale, alder body, maple neck, Charvel custom wound pickups, I think is what they are. But dude, it just felt great. It was such a good guitar. Now, the one thing that bugs me to no end, and I had this issue on one of the Ibanez I reviewed a while back. The input jack is back here, which a lot of people don't like the standard Strat one that's on top of the body. I just want it up here. I do not like this. I mean, for live stuff, that probably makes sense. Oh, but I didn't care for that. One of the things I did like, I wanted to point this out, is so many guitars put these back plates on here, and they just stick them on top. They don't actually recess the back plate or the control cavities. I don't like that. I think it looks cheap, in my opinion. I'd rather have nothing back here than a non-recessed, cover on it. But they actually recessed these, and I'm always like, okay, that's just like a little thing that always bugs me. Little cutout here, you can get your hand all the way up here. I didn't even think about that, but... Hold up, wait a minute. A couple things I forgot to mention on here. The guitar is in a shell pink color. Now that might not be for everybody, but I always loved shell pink Strats. I just thought they looked classy. And obviously the relicing on here. A lot of people love it, a lot of people don't like it. I love the way it makes me feel. I'm not really like either side. Like I love a new guitar, I love a relic guitar, but it does make it feel very played in, and they rolled the fretboard edges. Alright gang, that is going to be it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thanks to Charvel for letting me check this guitar out. Thank you to Sweetwater for sponsoring the video. And Rick, thanks for making such a sick guitar, dude. If you get a chance, try one of these for sure. Like I said before, I'll link all the stuff down below for you. And, just grab your guitar and play it. Alright homies, peace.